Hey everybody, it's Tuesday and ready for wrestling today. We're going to be following up today kind of what we did a couple weeks back, working out of the bottom position in the referee starting position and adding to some of those hand drills that we did, things of that nature. But as always, we're going to be working our solo drills, starting those up for the first thing to get the warm up in. So without any further ado, let's get ready to get rocking and rolling, all right? All right, so let's get moving here really quick. We're just going to take the hands and open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your elbows. 1, 2. Slow. You don't have to go super fast on this. Like right now, I've got an elbow that keeps coming out of the joint when I do this here. And so it's just one of those things that, you know, you might not think you need this kind of stuff, but as you get older, things start coming apart. Then at that point in time, we've got to really kind of like, take our time and warm up appropriately, all right? And this kind of stuff right here, if you start doing this as a youngster, that's old people gonna tell you right now, all right? If you start doing this stuff at your age, it's gonna save you a lot of grief and misery as you get older, all right? So get in the habit of warming up and then get in the habit of cooling down at the end. Rotate the hips. Really good habit to get into. All we're doing is getting some of the mobility and getting the blood flowing through the body, heart rate up, get that oxygen moving through, and making your joints wake up, all right? And your muscles wake up. We want to avoid any injury, all that kind of good jazz. All right, rotate the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other way. Good, and your ankles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other way. 3, 1, and the other one. And the other way. Good, rotate your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's get the high knees. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 40, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50. Good, and heels up. 5, 6, 9, 10, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 40, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Good. Put the shoulders, get loose there. Good, all right. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna work for 30 seconds. Our hand speed drills, all right, introduced those last time and forgot about those for a little bit, and Zeri kind of reminded me of them. And they're really good drills, they're great. We use them for striking a lot, but it does make the hand precision faster and the reaction speed faster off of the start when you start to go in to be able to get grips and stuff like that, all right? So we're gonna go hands up and down, just like this here, all right? And then once we get 30 seconds, we're gonna go like this to the side. You're gonna cross them. And then you're gonna go back again 30 seconds. It's straight up and down, both hands. And then we're gonna go 30 seconds, one hand here and on top. And we're just coming down and over. And then we're gonna switch. After 30 seconds, we'll go this hand here. All right? So, get ready to go, and let's go. And you wanna go fast, fast, fast. Get in your stance. You can move your feet if you want to. Move them around. And working those things. Make sure you breathe. You can move if you like. If you're just bored standing there. I like standing because I like to be able to really focus on getting the hands to do what they're supposed to do. Very good. All right, now in. Make sure you do breathe. Good job. Halfway through. Keep those elbows in. Then we're going to go straight up and down both hands. All right? Right here. Straight up and down. Moving fast. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Good. Now I'm getting bored, so I'm going to move. Good. Moving. And straight up and down. Keep them together. I almost messed up there. See, when I started moving, I started messing up. All right? Straight up and down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Now over and under. Good job. Halfway there. More seconds. Go switch. Keep working, 10 seconds. Two, and one. Good job. All right. Your arms should feel really nice and loose now. Good. All right, very nice. Good. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving. All right, lateral movement. Make sure, again, you're paying attention to your stance always. All right, if you're in your square stance, always make sure that your weight is over your hips and heels and shoulders in line. Make sure that your feet are turned in just a little tiny bit, but the weight is in the balls of the feet, of course, in the big toe area, because that's where you want the power to be able to drive from. However, you don't want your heels off the mat like this here. You want your heels to be touching, but the weight is in the toes, all right? The back, make sure it's nice and bowed. Your elbows, again, we always talk about this. Right here to here, that's where you're trying to keep that grape stuck inside there, all right? Palms facing into each other. You can have them up, you can have them down here, depending on what you're trying to do as far as your entries go. But again, here, all right? Stay nice and tight, all right? We're just moving side and side lateral movement, all right? Just moving around, make sure we step, slide, step and shuffle. We don't bring the feet together, we don't cross the feet, all right? Just moving. Just warm up. Pay attention to how you're moving. Always important that you move. All right, good. Now we're going to add a little pivot. If I come to the side here, I might pivot into my back step. That's what we talked about last week. Coming in, or just pivot to a better angle. All right, side. Hands, now your hands involved. Good. Remember, I don't ever want to lead with this hand unless I'm setting up somebody up. If I want them to shoot in for a single, I might put my hand out knowing that they're going to go for that front leg, right? If that's the case, then that gives me time because I know what they're doing. So I'm kind of ahead of them, baiting. All right, most of the time if I'm reaching though, I'll come off my back hand to set things up. Ready? Let's go. Good. All right, now from here we're going to set up our level change. All right, a little level change drill. If I do reach off my backhand to club or distract, whatever, head check, whatever, I'm going to come, that's when I'll change my level, all right? My level change is not here. We all know that. We don't do this to come down, all right? We don't bow our back and walk in, all right, or bend our back. We bend our knees to get down, level change, all right? For all of our shot entries, coming up underneath. Even if I want to come in, tie somebody up under inside, I can have my level change. The important thing is that my posture is up, where my head goes, where my body goes. All right, let's go. Good, all right. Nice, now we're gonna come inside and shoot after the level change, all right? Just practicing your shots. Remember when you shoot, I change the level, of course, but when I shoot, I bring that front knee down, of course. Power through. Very important that my power, hips come back up underneath, posture comes up. Be able to come in high crotch, last, whatever the case might be. All right, let's go. I'm gonna move my mat back over here really quick. Keep working. Now I'm going to come inside, just shadow wrestling of course, but now for those hand drills, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be working for like an arm drag. So if I'm here, wrist is in front, so I'm able to seize, they reach for me, whatever, slap it across. In fact, we do a little grip called a monkey grip to really grasp from here and pinch with those 4 fingers to make it tight, all right? No thumbs, okay? So coming inside, and I want to come underneath the arm on this side here and pull that arm to be able to get inside. I can pull, I can go 2-on-1 or come around the back at that point in time for back leg trip, whatever, okay? So we're working inside, inside, good, inside, and step. Make sure we step through, side slap, and move, good. Remember that arm drag, coming through, under the arm here, and drag, step. My hip pops into them, right? Inside here, hip in, right? Remember my hips always get inside their hips, right? Even if I come to the back, I want my hip to come into their hip on the inside while I'm holding the arm, coming around, being able to work takedowns, things of that nature, right? It's working. Right, good. Now we're going to work off a wrist break, okay? Somebody grabs my wrist. Remember, Coach Gerald talks about it. It's not enough just to break the grip off, whatever. If I break the grip off this way, I'm going to, of course, go in and try to recover. Somebody's holding, I want to come over, and then I want to recover. Grip, change, 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 all right? It's a good little drill you can do on your own. It's coming through. And you're like, well, I'm breaking my own grip, all right? But it's a good drill to be able to work, to be able to get your hand to be able to come through off of that and then come over and then turn, and then turn. Always remember, I'm coming down to the end of my wrist here, all right? Nice little solo drill that you can work on your own, all right? Do about 100 of these, all right? You gotta get used to it, all right? So if somebody does grab my wrist, I want to be able to come across. If they do a cross ribs, then I come through, all right? But sometimes I'm like, can't break that grip. That's when I have to slap. It's not enough just to smack and pull my hand against the thumb here, like this here. I would slap the wrist here and then pull this way. It's not enough just to do that. It is enough. I mean, you break the grip, but it's not enough as far as strategy goes, right? So what I want to do is if I'm going to have that happen, I want to make sure that I have wrist control off of that, all right? So if somebody grabs from the outside to this side here, so they're, I'm mirroring you, so this is my left hand, but it looks like your right hand, okay? And so let's say it is my right hand, and their left hand comes over and grabs on the outside, not across, but on this side, and I break that off here. Now I have their far arm, which allows me now to pull from here. And when I pull inside here like this here, and I come around, then I come underneath, and that gives me a 2-on-1, all right? When I get this 2-on-1 in this position here, like this here, I drop my body, of course. I have my wrist here. My whole body is against the elbow on this side, and I'm dropping my shoulder to their shoulder here. This allows me to get really good control and control their posture from here, be able to work inside. The other variation off of that is if I break that down here and I go to pull, and their posture, they pull back. When they pull back, of course, it's going to pull me in to them. So my hand does the same situation, but it comes underneath. And from here, I turn. And notice the radial bone comes up underneath, and I'm coming right underneath her shoulder and armpit, right inside here, and pulling and pushing that wrist down. And when I push that wrist down here and pull up inside here, now from here, my hips drop inside from here in this position. All right, once I'm inside here, then I start working to the side, and then we work that inside leg trip. If the inside leg trip doesn't work here, then we turn this way and down, right? Worked that with Coach Darrell not too long ago, okay? So let's work that here, moving the hands, good. Lateral movement, somebody grabs the wrist, bam, 2 on 1, all right? Coming inside, 2 on 1. Ready? 2 on 1, good. 2 on 1, good. Keep working. Hands inside, check, check, change the level, and 2 on 1, all right? Good. So now, on your own, you're gonna work just a little bit of shadow wrestling. Thinking about food, all right? Shadow wrestling. Are you gonna work some shadow wrestling? And you're gonna change the level shot. You can shoot, of course, for the inside single. You can shoot for the double. You can shoot for the high crotch. You can shoot for wrist control. You can shoot for arm drag. I'm not shooting, but you can go inside and grab the wrist for wrist control for the arm drag, break the grip, get inside. Just trying to get in your mind, working to get inside into those control positions. All right, let's go. All right, cool, good. Now from here, let's talk about how to be able to tie up, all right? I never want to swing my arms out to try to get the head into a single tie or something like that. I can come out and, you know, pop the head a little bit. Of course, don't be unsportsmanlike about it. You can penalize, all right? But I can do a little check coming in. But anytime that I open myself up, I open my inside up, and I don't want that, right? So if I'm coming in for single ties, things of that nature, I want my hands tight, and I want to come in. So if I'm shooting in to tie up the head here, I want to come inside here on the inside of the arm, pop here, and then this hand comes inside. So when I get in, it's shooting in to the head, and then I pull, and then coming down here, all right? Tying the head up. I don't want the forehead on my shoulder, and then head control on the inside. This hand's on the inside, their elbow is on top of my elbow here, and I'm working. I'm controlling this position. From here, that's when we hit the duck unders. That's when we hit side, down, coming inside from the pike, those types of things, okay? So I want to be able to hold this position if that's what's happening. If I'm going to tie in and go in for like a pummel through for an over and under, all right, control, then I'll do the same thing. I'll come inside here, my hand shoots in. This hand goes over their arms. Let's say their arm is facing me, so I go through over the top of their arm like this to go under. So if that happens, I do a little screw motion with my hand. I come over the top, and then I come underneath, and that gives me that underhook on this side. And then again, into head-on control on this side here, and we step back, and then we go inside, step, hand, arm spin, those types of things, all right, that we talked about. So if I get an underhook, last week we talked about being able to come through for the arm spin, right? Then if I get an over, like a single collar tie, then that gives me the ability to come through for head-arm takedown, like we talked about last week, use the back step, okay? So we're gonna work to think about tying up control position in our shadow wrestling, all right? We're gonna work for the shot in the shadow wrestling. We're gonna work for, of course, for the single, high crotch, double. We're gonna work for wrist control, to be able to control into an arm drag, or even I can have the wrist control on this side, single collar tie and head control here. And that's a really nice control position, opening them up, all right? I can come underneath, pummel through for my over and under control, single collar tie, inside arm control on this side here. I can work, of course, for the wrist break, pop, and then into the 2-on-1 on the outside or a high 2-on-1 control, all right? Let's go. Single fail, sorry. Cool, all right. Sorry, my mat is sliding all over the place, and I got drums in here too. In the same boat as you, right? I know some of you guys are working in your garage. Unfortunately, I don't have a garage. If I had a garage, I'd be out there, trust me, my wife would love it. But I don't, and so what we're working is in my family room next to our dining room and kitchen, and making the best of it. It's awesome, right? So here we go. Nice work on that. Let's talk about now the finishes, all right? Think about a finish on your own, okay? Now here's the thing. Shadow wrestling looks so awesome when you're like, you're moving and exploding and going super fast. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm doing it very precisely, all right? I want my action to be very accurate, right? And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make sure that, because I don't have a partner, right? It's a plus and a minus, right? The minus is, of course, I don't have a partner, right? And so I don't see the technique working live, all right? But the plus is, I don't have a partner, all right? And I get to really be able to focus on what the mechanics are doing. I want to focus in my mind what's happening here and imagine and see the body and how the body works and what it is that I'm accomplishing in that. And my partner's not complaining, all right? And they don't ever get tired. Sometimes, you know, you drill and that influence your partner, you're having to motivate them, all right? Pull them in, like, come on, we've got to keep working, all right? It's you now, all right? You, all right? And like I said before, you know, I went through and sent out a lot of information. I'll probably send you guys, along with the video link today, I'll probably send you some quotes that, because again, it's like your dad telling you to do something over and over and over again. You're like, whatever. And then somebody that, you know, some other guy somewhere that you might look up to or something like that, says the same thing, or might not even look up to it. Just might be you hear it from another person somewhere else, your boss or mentor or teacher or whatever. And then you're like, yeah, it's a great idea. But dad's been saying it forever, all right? So it's the same situation. You know, I talk about solo drilling all the time. You guys are like, yeah, whatever. I need to go to the gym and lift weights and run, all right? That's all important, trust me, don't get me wrong, all right? But when you see some of these other guys talk about solo drilling, what it does, then you'll understand. And that's the elite level, high level, you know, Division I, you know, international guys, Olympians, and they understand the power of solo drilling, all right? I understand it. I'm not an Olympian, but I understand that I maximize what I do. You know, this doesn't come easy for me, and I have to work really hard at it, all right? But the deal is that it's a big part of what you're doing, okay? So when we do the solo drill, what I want you to do is I want you to take time, and I want you to think about what it is that we're doing. On the takedown, if you go for the snatch set single, make sure you come back up, you know, run the pipe, finish. If you're doing a double, finish properly. If you're doing an outside double, finish properly. If you're doing an arm drag, back drop, finish properly. You know, whatever it is that you're doing on the takedown portion of it, finish it properly. And you do not have to go fast. Make sure it's accurate. And that's the biggest thing that we're looking for, okay? All right, let's go. And on your own. I'm doing it with you, okay? You don't have to watch this video and say, what is he doing? All right? That's fine, I mean, if you want to. But it's your time too, okay? So I'm working out with you. Let's go. taking time. That's all you're doing, right? Like I said, you don't have to do it for, a very long time. Try to get some of that in every day. That's really important, okay? And work, drill, all right? Let's have a seat on the mat. Both feet out front. Bring that right leg in. Again, stretching, super important. Make sure you do not neglect that even at your age. If you're a young person, all right? And of course, if you're one of our adults, you understand the importance of this. Switch to the other side. And if you neglected it as a young person and you're an adult, now you really understand. I should have done this a long time ago. Both feet together. You'll notice I'm not as flexible today. I had a bunch of needles stuck in me yesterday. If you guys are looking for a really good sport therapist, I guess you'd call it that, but Brock Stratton at Stratton Sport and Spine, he is top notch. Back over here, if you ever over at Blossom Athletic, when we were over there for the regionals and for actually district, I think it was, no, regionals, and you'll see his picture up in there 3 or 4 times, I think. He was all-state wrestler back in '99. He wrestled for Roosevelt. See the other side. And he did that twice, and then of course football as well. And he went on to Texas Tech and played Texas Tech football for them, and for a scholarship. And now he runs Stratton Sport and Spine. Does a really, really great job of understanding the body, how it works, and keeps you mobile, keeps you healthy across the board. So I strongly recommend him if you ever get into a situation where you're just wanting, functional movement. All right, stretch that leg out, and if you want to just get functional movement, he's very good at focusing on the muscles that we don't focus on a lot, we neglect. All right, if you get an injury, he's very, very good at the rehab portion of it, get things back in shape. So strongly suggest it. Brock Stratton, look him up. Anyway, so I was over there with him yesterday. Do a lot of stuff called dry needling. I have to do that in my hips, lower back, and neck. I had a bad neck injury. Couldn't even move it for probably 4 years. It took me a while to recover from that thing. It still gives me grief, fits, but he has done a wonderful job with it. So, putting the legs up. So don't neglect your body, boys and girls. Very important. Take care of this thing. It's the only one you got. And you want it to be functioning for the rest of your life, all right? You don't want to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, I was a high school athlete. And you're like, actually look like you should be doing advertisements for Dunkin' Donuts or Shipley's. But I was a high school athlete. It's very important that you stay in shape, stay healthy, stay fit, stay strong, and stay moving. Functional movement all the way through your life. You're going to want that, trust me. Switch to the other side. Should be sweating just a tad bit. It's a good thing. So we're going to go through a basic position today. Drop your knees. And it's just the sit out, all right? A couple weeks ago, we did the stand up and drilled that. We'll just hit a little drill for that. We call it the hot hands drill, all right? Switch to the other side. And it's like putting your hands on a stove, so that way it really
helps you to be able to get the stand-up motion of it right from the bottom position without loading up. Because everybody tends to shove down into the mat before they come up, and you want to really pull the hands up anyway. So it's a little drill to help you with that. Put your knees in, hold tight. So we'll review that really quick. And if you remember right, 2 weeks ago when we did that stand-up drill, we did it against the wall. The reason I like doing it against the wall, even at the academy, we work sometimes against the cage wall itself. And we'll do that a little bit today. I'll move the camera so you can see it. Switch to the other side, because again, it's really important to power back into the person that's top control, because their tendency is to try to hold you down. And so they're actually going to be a base and a support for you to be able to stand up. Of course, you don't want to stay there too long, because if they feel that and read that, then they're going to pull you backwards. So that's why you got to do a lot of stability training and core training and understanding balance and positioning, so that way, you know, if you come over here, if they're pulling or pushing on you, you're able to maintain your base. It's really important. So we'll be moving the mat today to show about how the sit-out works in regard to that. Come on back. And then show you some options. Of course, we worked the Granby a few weeks ago. The Granby is a little bit different because it's an over shoulder roll. You know, there's a lot of different types of shoulder rolls and stuff and overhead rolls. You know, the Granby is actually the most effectively done, stretch your left hand out when you roll over the shoulder rather than just a shoulder roll, right? Instead of just going over, like this here, you actually roll, tuck under it, you roll over the shoulder like that slow drill that we did. That's when it's really effective. Switch to the other side, because it's your hips at that point in time and you're staying super tight. And you're able to bring that far hand, instead of having to base the hand down to be able to come over, you're able to bring that hand underneath and grab the leg. So that's a really important thing there. And so anyway, so as we showed that, we showed the hard hip switch, all right, from the sit out. It's different, all right, the hard hip switch. You're actually really throwing yourself away and turning inside. And then if you have the hand in for the switch, when you do that hard hip, it really, really accentuates being able to hit the switch and coming around, things of that nature. That's a little bit different than what we're doing today, all right? So we're just gonna focus on the sit out. It's a short sit out. And of course, from the short sit out, we know what we can do from there, all right? We can do a stand up by powering back in and just standing back up. It's not a fast stand up. It's not standing up from the rest of referee positions, sit out, stand up. So we'll do that one. Just to review it very quickly. And then of course you can do the switch, all right? And you ever seen Coach Darrell's switch off the short sit? Man, it's super nice. It's a much better way than just the basic fundamental way of doing it. So we'll remind you about some of the pointers that he makes in that regard. Rotate the arm over. And then the one we're gonna focus on today is just a head post, all right? It's a little bit different, being able to come around. It's like a head post tripod situation. We use it a lot in jiu-jitsu too, and it's a very effective motion and movement to be able to get yourself around to a better position and then be able to finish. So there's a little drill we'll do from there, okay? All right, we're gonna squeeze all that into 20 minutes. It's gonna be a fun time. Get your hands up over here. And switch. Ready. Rotate the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look up. And I'm warming my neck up because even though if they do that head post a lot in jiu-jitsu, I don't do it much anymore. My neck screams at me after I'm done with it. What are you doing? You dummy? Too old for this. You're down your shoulder. But I'm going to do it today, just to show you the drill, see how it works. Plus I need exercise anyway for my neck. All right. So let's talk about this bottom position here, okay? So, again, your option, lace it down, all right? Or what I call live toes or active feet. And again, I'm basing myself. Personally, for me, I like live toes because I can always, somebody goes, catch the ankle here. I'm able to drop, I can defend that pretty well just because experience. But you know, whatever you're more comfortable starting in, whatever your defense to this position is, go for that, okay? All right, and if you get more one-on-one coaching and we talk a little bit more and see video footage, all that kind of good stuff, then we can give you some suggestions on what is best for you and show you some options from here. Coach Darryl, of course, does his privates, and so I encourage you to take advantage of those, all right? So again, we're inside here just like this here. When I do my sit-out, I want to make sure that, I'm assuming my opponent's on this side over here, all right? As far as his position, I want to come inside and move the foot out on this side over here, okay? And once that happens, because the arm is around the waist on this side over here, he's got his arm here, all right? I'm going to come back, and I want to, when I sit out here, I bring this foot out just a little bit, of course, to free it up. So both feet actually go to the side here. I can't bring my hips up. I'm just bringing them up right now so you can see the feet. All right, so I'm here. I just make that little motion. And then from here, the knee just comes up here, and then I sit out, right? It's not, the reason they call it a short sit is because I'm not coming here and coming away, all right? If I'm coming away, it's a long sit, and then you come, turn, reverse, all that kind of good stuff. But the deal is I'm far away when that happens. I don't want that, all right? So I want to sit back into him. So I'm here, and I'm sitting. Now notice, when I sit, I bring my elbows back in right away, and I'm sitting over my hips. That's very important, all right, that I'm sitting over my hips, and then I'm active, heels dug in, ready to come back. If I'm starting to sit up, now I bring my feet flat to push back and power back in and sit up into him, okay? All right, so just a short sit, elbows back in. Again, if he beats me to wrapping my hips up, then I come back and I break the elbow inside so I can break that grip down or begin to start the hand fighting process to be able to clear the hands off the hips. But the elbows need to come back in tight and ride back, and I'm powering back in, all right? Short sit. You guys should know that. Pretty common defense from there, and you know, pretty easy to defend against too from the top guy. That's why you don't want to just sit here. I'm not coming here and sitting down and making up my mind what I want to do, okay? I need to know what I'm going to do, and I need to know what I'm going to do right away, all right? So, from here, we're going to use the wall next to be able to show you what to do, how to stand up, but that'll actually come afterwards. I'll do that afterwards and go back and review the stand-up drill. Just because I want to be able to work with the mats and I don't have to move the mats and edit the video. Save time for me, okay? But that's like your first option, all right? So we're going to kind of go backwards into what we're fixing to do, okay? So, of course, the second option when I'm coming out of here after the stand-up, which we'll do at the end, all right, is I'm going to do my sit-out here, my short sit, and then from here, elbows back in, and now remember, I pinch this elbow inside, and then this hand fishes all the way up inside the hip, on the inside of the crotch, on the inside of the thigh of the hip, and I drive in, but I really squeeze my elbow in on this switch. I want that arm to stay right here. Once I know the arm pressure comes on at this point in time, because my elbow's on their elbow, because their hands around me are here, right? Because I didn't beat that. So I come around, they've got their hand, because they had a tight waist already set up on that side. So inside, dig in. Once I know that pressure's on the elbow and I drop my body on here, that's what we talked about with Coach Joe. Remember, it's a ton of pressure on that arm. Once I know that happens, then I come around, then I can drive the hand hard inside on the switch and then come back around, right? Shouldn't have to review that too much, all right? Just want to remind you of that. If you want to practice that in the wall stand-up when we get over there, show you one more time how to drill that on your own, okay? So we're just inside here, referee starting position. We do the short sit here, drop, and then turn on the switch and back around, okay? Work that on your own. The next drill we're gonna do from here, all right, is off the short sit, right? I come around, short sit here. Now notice from here, when I feel that he's really driving and I'm not able to push back into him, all right? Really feel him coming up to try to stack and pressure. This is what he wants to try to do to me. Bring my shoulders actually to my knees so my hips are locked down to the mat here, okay? And if I start feeling that, notice what I can do. I can't go back, power back, stand up, not able to work the switch. And now the only thing really stopping him from really powering over me is this base hand here, right here. So I want to really squeeze this elbow in here, okay? Now, when I'm in this position, like I said before, we can work the Granby when you start feeling that. But again, if he's faster than you and I start to work the Granby coming underneath and over the shoulder roll on this side, probably going to stop your motion because he's going to stack up over the top of you, right? So on this one here, I'm going to power through and up. And when I come all the way over on this side over here, I'm going to bring myself up and I'm going to go into roll up over it. I'm not rolling on my shoulder. I'm going onto my forehead and then here. All right? Once I'm here, now I've got a head post happening, okay? And then from this position here, now from here I can just work away, come through, finish the arm, pull them over, whatever, all right? But I like to continue to walk it around just a little bit. So I'll walk a couple of times, and then I'm going to throw this leg over, and this hand is going to go high and up, and then sit back down again, all right? And then from here, now I go back, because my hand went inside of his leg, and I've got, of course, my near fall. I can work into a pin, probably against a good wrestler I won't get it, but at least I got my near fall if I secure the position, because again, I still have this arm, still have the leg in this position, all right? So it's almost like similar to the motion. The end result is almost similar to a Granby, but the way we get there is different, okay? So just a head post on that side, right? So a nice little drill for that is to sit here, elbow in. You're going to take your hand, put it down, just like this here. I don't want to roll on my side or my shoulder. I'm not coming here and doing this and trying to come up, all right? I'm here. And I'm going to come and I'm going to take a big step with this leg here. And then I'm going to bring myself over and head post right over here, all right? Once I'm here, I'm going to walk 1, 2, still holding the arm. Then this hand powers off, this leg powers over, and I sit here and on the mat, but it's not really on the mat, all right? I'm going and driving inside the leg, inside the hip, grab the knee here, grab the arm here, and then back on their chest. It's a nice little drill again. I'll go inside here and short sit, hand on the mat, drive over, head post, walk, turn, sit here. So from the short sit again, so I'm inside here, I work the short sit, here, up over, walk, and around on that side, okay? Take a few moments, kind of go through that on your own, and then what I'll do is I'll try to see if I can get Zarek, maybe. I think because it's phase 1 thing, I'm probably going to be able to work one-on-one with a couple of people based on what's going on. And I'll try to get Zarek maybe, and I'll show you how this works with him, all right? We're going to work one more drill here, all right, for you, all right? Working that high hands drill, all right, from inside here. I'm not loading, I'm not bending, okay? I want to come up inside, all right? So when I come up inside, depending on what leg you want to stand up with, I come up inside and up inside here. My hips forward, right here. That's just a nice drill for you to do on your own. So we come in. 1, back. Start with, of course, here, here, not loading up, here, here, then all the way up, here, and coming inside. Remember, I'm powering hips back, inside here. Once I'm inside here, then we go again, back down to the hips, and then we start to work, and then come back, all right? If I'm coming, breaking the grip off of the hip here, I'm gonna break the grip off of the front hip, one in front, and then my trailing leg is the one that I cut back inside to, right? So going all the way through that, come inside, and again, you don't have to go super fast, but make it right. Come up here, back down, break the grip off, or if I have to walk forward, I'll break the grip off, and then power my hand back and through. So now try to make it all connected, all right? We're not gonna go through and try to make it super fast, but accurate and smooth and connected, all one motion. Coming up here, hands up, here, down, break, then inside. Moving, coming. Little drill for you to be able to practice on your own. Hey guys, just want to give you a little example of what it looks like on that head post and how that head post works. Josiah was gracious enough to come out there and let me roll him over. So you can kind of see how this thing is applied and then actually drill it and on your own, of course, solo drill. And then right after you see him, then you'll hear some instructions on what we're fixing to do next as far as working against the wall. Thanks. Going to the short sit. I feel the pressure up on the head post. Roll. Come back. And inside here. I'm not torquing super hard because I don't want to drive Josiah all the way. But when I come inside here, I'm going to do my short sit. Here I feel him press back inside. I come over the top and make sure that I land on my head, not on my shoulder. Walk to the side, and now we come over the top here, up, and then inside. Finish. Nice little way of kind of it's a head post, of course. I like to call it a cheater's Granby, right? Because you're coming around and creating that little angle for them to come over their head, right? So,
yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That was nice.
Coolio. All right, so listen, guys. What you're gonna do is take each of these drills that we did, and I want you to take as many times as you need to and practice them. Drill those things. Think about them. Make them work. And then what I want to happen is when we get back on the mat, you can actually try these live, but you're gonna see again how they're gonna work for you the more that you drill them and practice them, all right? Showing you a little bit now. Let's finish up like we talked about against the wall so you can understand about that back pressure that we talked about and see the difference between the sit out and of course the stand up. So a couple weeks ago we were in this position right here. We worked, of course, the stand up. Remember, hot hands, I'm not loading down into here, coming up inside here, and then we work that drill where we come inside, up here, and then we bring everything up here, where I come inside here, and then we come back into the wall, all right? And then break that grip once, and that's that back pressure, all right? The reason I like the wall again is because I want to be able to have that back pressure, but at the same time, I want again to be able to be solid enough that if they go away from me, I'm not going to fall back, I can recover. That's why this leg is underneath me here. From here now, again, hands back into the hips, and then we cut inside, and then we're back inside here, okay? So, that's that little drill that you can do. Go back and visit that video, all the details of that. The difference between that and the sit out with the back pressure here is that when I'm here, I'm gonna act like my friend's to the side on me, all right? He's back, of course, behind me. He's got the far tight waist on this side, elbow control here, all right? So when I'm inside this position here, my leg goes to the side, and I work sit here, all right? That short sit. And again, it's back pressure. Again, once I'm inside here, this hand comes inside, still holding this arm on the side here, all right? Trying to break all those grips, both hands inside. Once I know that I'm in this position and I'm not having to post to be able to feel that pressure coming forward, to be able to go into my head post, okay? So we're inside here. So we'll work that little stand up. Remember, we did the switch on that side on the mats over there. We did the head post. This, of course, would be where we just do that little stand up on the side here. So when I come inside here, I do my short sit, hands back inside. Once I'm inside and I can feel that's not happening, then from here I'm just gonna come and I'm gonna work my way up inside here, all right? The wall didn't give, so you notice I had to kind of shoulder shrug myself up there because the wall's not moving back. Most of the time when I put a ton of back pressure into my friend, they're gonna move back away from me. But this is a really good drill. Shoulder walk, call it a jailbreak. When we actually work it at the academy, I have no idea why we call it a jailbreak, but we do call it a jailbreak. We use our shoulder walk up the cage wall to be able to work. In MMA, we do this a ton, all right, to be able to get out. Somebody's controlling my hip strength, to suck my hips in, controlling my legs inside, and we work our way up from here, okay? But now, let's see how it works with, of course, a short sit. So I come inside here, short sit, and then we come up and power up inside. Once I'm inside here again, break that grip off on the far hip here, bop, this leg comes around, and then we come back inside here, all right? So a little drill for you to be able to work. I know it's kind of awkward, kind of walk up the wall there, but it's really good for you to be able to work that. Eventually, you should be able to get it pretty quick. Actually, make sure it's a smooth wall, it's not a rock wall, all right, or a chain cage like we have at the academy, called the cheese grater. It's not fun on the back of the head, back of the shoulders, but it's a really nice way to be able to train that back pressure of what it's going to take to be able to come up and get away from there, all right? Hey guys, we had a great class today. Looking forward to being with you guys next week again for wrestling. Don't forget that you have access to all of our all of our classes. So we have 7 classes available a week, all right? Mondays, we have our Google class for Inochi. And then we have on Tuesdays our wrestling. Then Wednesday, our Google class for Inochi. Thursday, MMA with Eric. Didn't know. Well, actually, I think you guys all knew that Eric did some striking stuff. So if you want to see what kind of stuff that he does and join him in his class, I encourage you to do that. Friday, we have our review, weekend review. You guys have access to all those classes. We have 2 Zoom classes, live strength and conditioning, fight fit classes that we do every Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Lord willing, it looks like we might be able to start working at the academy pretty soon. So keep your fingers crossed on that. Knock this COVID thing out of here, and let's get moving forward again. Hey, work hard, train hard. Before you know it, this is going to be over. We'll be wrestling again on the mat, competition. We'll see what happens with the freestyle season. All right, but I know this, schools start next year. Folk style is going to be happening, all right? So don't forget, guys, live life on purpose. Never quit.